I'm Ken Armstrong, President and CEO of North Arrow, and I just want to provide a quick update and further explanation of our recently announced partnership with EHR Resources to evaluate North Arrow's Naujaat Diamond Project in Nunavut. Please note, I will be making some forward-looking statements as I take you through the announcement and our plans for both 2020 and 2021 on the project. So North Arrow has been evaluating the Naujaat project since 2014, and our recent focus has been on determining the value of a population of fancy orangey yellow diamonds in the Q1-4 deposit. These orangey yellow diamonds can be of high value, and we think that they're critical in determining the overall economic potential of the Q1-4 deposit. In February of this year, we posted a voiceover presentation that outlined the overall status and background of the project, and my intent here is not to rehash the entire history, but the key takeaways for the project are really that it's very well located in Nunavut, in a jurisdiction where there's a clear permitting path, and in a region of the territory where 3 gold mines have been fully permitted over the last 10 years or so. The project is located on tidewater near the community of Naujaat, which is a huge benefit because it reduces the costs of comparable exploration in more remote locations. And in some cases, we think it reduces the cost by about 50% just to get stuff to the project site. The Q1-4 deposit is big, and it has the potential for it to be even bigger. It hosts a significant inventory of diamonds, the largest inventory in Canada that's not already under the control of a diamond producer. And there's considerable exploration upside in other nearby kimberlites, and some of those kimberlites could rival Q1-4 in terms of size. However, the critical question for the project remains one of diamond value and the importance of the orangey yellow diamond population. So to that end, on June 1st, we announced an agreement with EHR, which we believe fits really well with North Arrow by seeing the project meaningfully advanced without dilution at the corporate level. EHR is an excellent partner, and although they're an Australian-listed company, the principals in the company are very well acquainted with Canada. EHR's managing director is Peter Ravenscroft. Peter is an expert in the analysis of diamond populations and valuations and has been involved with diamond resource statements for deposits in the NWT and in Saskatchewan, as well as around the world. And I think it's really fair to say that our views on deposit evaluation are very well aligned. And EHR director and then largest shareholder, Michael O'Keefe, is the executive chairman of Champion Iron Mines, which has operations in Quebec. Michael has a very impressive commercial track record in the resource sector. So although the option agreement itself is subject to project financing, we're very confident that EHR will be able to get it done. And in fact, this has been shown by their recent announcement of an Australian $10 million financing and an Australian $2 million shareholder participation plan. And the first $3.5 million tranche of the financing was closed on June 29th. So we're very confident that the financing will be in place shortly. The terms of North Arrow's deal with EHR are really pretty straightforward. EHR can earn a 40% interest in the project by funding a $5.6 million, 1,500 to 2,000 ton bulk sample in 2021. So although the work won't start until next summer, I think it's important to note that due to the COVID-19 pandemic and its related travel and health restrictions, we are unable to conduct the work in Naujaat in the summer of 2020 anyway. So part of this deal has been turning a negative into a positive, or lemons into lemonade, by including in the deal a $300,000 non-refundable advance that North Arrow is using to position fuel and additional sampling materials in Naujaat on the annual sea lift this summer. And this is the kind of forward planning that's so often difficult for junior companies to do, and it's going to save the project significant money on the order of $400,000, which means that we'll be able to collect more sample and recover more diamonds for each dollar spent on the project. The overall goal of the bulk sample is going to be 2,000 tons, and this is a meaningful size, and it'll help determine the overall size distribution of the colored diamonds, and ideally confirm that the colored diamonds have a coarse distribution, which in turn will mean that the deposit has more coarse diamonds than earlier models indicate, and therefore an overall higher diamond price per carat. The program essentially represents the phase 1 bulk sample option that we've been laying out in some of our earlier presentations, with the sample collected in the same way as our earlier bulk samples in 2014 and 2017. The bags will be filled by an excavator at the site. They'll be helicoptered to our laydown near town. It's only about 7 kilometers between the project and the laydown site. Then the sample will be shipped south to a processing lab. So we'd expect that processing should be able to start in the order of October or November 2021, with results in January of 2022. And on completion of the sample, North Arrow and EHR will form a 60-40 joint venture for the entire project. Another part of the deal is North Arrow and EHR have also signed a letter of intent to negotiate a second option under which EHR could earn an additional 20% in just the Q1-4 deposit by funding the collection of a 10,000 ton bulk sample. This is essentially the phase 2 program that we had laid out in our earlier presentations. It would require use of a planned access trail that the hamlet of Naujaat is presently working on, and North Arrow and EHR are aligned in considering that on-site sample processing is a way to cost-effectively recover diamonds in real time during sample collection, with the ultimate goal of determining an overall diamond value at a level of confidence that can be used in a pre-feasibility study at the Q14 deposit. And although the LOI does not include an overall investment value for this bulk sample, North Arrow has previously estimated the price tag of a 10,000 ton sample at around $20 million. So overall, despite the delays and the uncertainty related to the current pandemic, we believe that this agreement with EHR represents the right deal with the right partner at the right time for North Arrow. It provides shareholders and the community of Naujaat with a clear path and timeline to properly evaluate the project, and it represents dilution at the project level rather than the corporate level, allowing North Arrow to retain a controlling interest in the project, and if the second option is negotiated and completed, retain a meaningful interest in the Q14 deposit, while also retaining a controlling interest in the surrounding exploration upside. And lastly, but really importantly, Naujaat is just one of what we believe to be a leading portfolio of Canadian diamond exploration projects that North Arrow holds, including diamond discoveries that we've made at the Mel and Piku projects in Nunavut and Saskatchewan, as well as our more brownfields exploration work in the Lac de Gras region of the Northwest Territories at Loki and our LDG joint venture projects. So while we're going to be preparing for the bulk sample in 2021, we're also going to be taking time to look at ways to advance these other projects, because exploration is really important at this stage in the diamond cycle. Despite the present uncertainty in the diamond sector, I point you to review our recent presentations that highlight what we see as reasons for optimism in the space, reasons which we think remain valid despite the current market sentiment and the current pandemic, including significant investments that are being made throughout the diamond pipeline by the biggest players in the sector. These are multi-billion-dollar investments that the industry's most sophisticated and knowledgeable players would not be making if they did not believe in the future of natural diamonds. And that future needs to include new discoveries, and if you believe that as well as we do, North Arrow remains the best positioned diamond junior exploration company in Canada. So please take a look at those earlier presentations, or feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to talk to you further about our plans. So thanks very much for listening to this quick update.